Have you ever felt like you're running, but not really sure where you're going? Like every day looks the same. You wake up, you check your phone, you go to work, you come back tired, and then you repeat it all over again, day after day, week after week. And somewhere in between all this, money comes in and money goes out. You earn money, you spend money, maybe you save a little. But still, there's this strange feeling inside you. Not fear, not panic, just confusion. A question that quietly sits in your mind. Am I actually doing well financially, or am I just surviving? Because let's be honest, nobody really teaches us what financial success actually looks like. In school, we learn equations. In college, we learn theory. But no one teaches us how to manage money, how to grow money, how to live without constantly worrying about money. So what do? We copy others. We follow trends. We listen to random advice online. We compare our lives with people on social media. And slowly, without even realizing it, we start running a race without knowing the destination. By the time you reach your late 20s or your early 30s, you look around and think, everyone seems to be doing something, but I'm not sure if I'm on the right track. And that feeling, that uncertainty, it's dangerous. Because when you don't have clarity, you make random decisions. You spend without thinking. You save without purpose. You invest without understanding. And years pass by without real progress. But here's the truth. Money is not just about numbers in your bank account. It's not just about how much you earn. Money is deeper than that. It's peace, the peace of knowing you can handle emergencies. It's freedom, the freedom to say no to things you don't want to do. It's control, the control to design your life on your own terms. And if you don't understand money, you slowly lose all three. So today, we're going to change that. No complicated jargon, no unrealistic dreams, just simple, real, powerful milestones. Checkpoints that actually tell you whether you're moving forward or just standing still. Because once you understand these milestones, everything becomes clearer. Your decisions improve, your confidence grows, your stress starts reducing. So let's begin. Here are 9 financial milestones that actually matter before 40. Milestone 1. Know where your money goes. It sounds simple, almost too simple, but the truth is, this is where most people fail. Not because it's hard, but because they never really stop to look. Let me ask you something. At the end of the month, have you ever opened your bank account, looked at your balance, and just felt confused? Not shocked, not guilty, just confused. Like, I didn't do anything crazy this month, so where did all the money go? No luxury shopping, no big purchases, and still your balance somehow dropped. That feeling, that confusion, that's the problem. Because when you don't know where your money is going, you start losing control. And slowly, your money starts controlling you. You don't decide your spending anymore, your habits do. Small, invisible habits, daily food orders, random online purchases, subscriptions you forgot about, little expenses that feel harmless but quietly drain your money. And the worst part, you don't even notice it happening. It's like a slow leak in a bucket. Drop by drop, your money disappears. Now, here's the shift. This milestone is not about becoming perfect. It's not about tracking every single rupee or dollar. It's about awareness, simple awareness. You should reach a point where if someone asks you, where does your money go every month, you don't hesitate. You don't guess. You know. Maybe not exact numbers, but a clear picture. You can say something like, I spend around $300 on food, $150 on shopping, and $200 on bills. That clarity changes everything. Because once you see the pattern, you can change the pattern. You start noticing things like, I'm spending too much on things I don't even care about. Or, I'm working so hard, but most of my money is going to things that don't improve my life. And that realization, It's powerful because now you're not blind anymore, you're aware. And awareness is the first step to control. Think of it like this. If you're driving a car but you can't see the road, what happens? You crash. Not because you're a bad driver, but because you're driving blind. That's exactly how most people handle money. They're earning, they're spending, but they're driving blind. This milestone is about opening your eyes, not to restrict yourself, not to stop enjoying life, but to understand your own behavior. Because once you understand it, you can improve it, slowly, smartly, without stress. So don't try to be perfect, just start noticing. Start asking simple questions. Where did my money go this week? What did I spend that actually mattered? What didn't? And over time, you'll feel something shift. Less confusion, less stress, more clarity, more control. And that's when you realize this small habit was actually a big turning point. Because before you grow your money, before you invest, before you build wealth, you need to understand how you're already using it. That's where it all begins. Milestone 2. Emergency Fund. Life doesn't warn you. It never does. There's no notification, no message, no prepare yourself moment. One normal day, everything is fine. And the next day, something unexpected happens. Maybe your job becomes unstable. Maybe a sudden medical expense shows up. Maybe something happens in your family that needs money immediately. And in that moment, nothing matters more than this one question. Do I have enough money to handle this? If the answer is no, stress takes over, fast. Your mind starts racing. What do I do now? Whom do I ask? How will I manage this? And suddenly, a problem becomes a crisis. Not because the situation is impossible, but because you're not financially prepared. Now imagine a different scenario. Same problem, same unexpected situation, but this time you already have a backup. Money kept aside. Not for shopping, not for vacations, not for lifestyle, just for moments like this. You open your account, you see that safety buffer, and something changes inside you. You're still concerned, but you're not panicking. You're thinking clearly. You're in control. That's the power of an emergency fund. It doesn't remove problems, but it removes panic, and that changes everything. This milestone is simple to understand, but powerful in impact. Your goal is to build a fund that can cover at least 3 to 6 months of your basic expenses: rent, food, bills, essentials. Not luxury, just survival. Because sometimes that's all you need: a cushion, a breathing space, time to figure things out without pressure. Now here's the mistake most people make. They think, I'll start saving when I earn more. But life doesn't wait for that moment. Emergencies don't check your salary, they just happen. So the right time to start is now. Even if it's small, even if it's slow. Maybe you save $50 this month, maybe $100 next month. It doesn't matter. What matters is consistency, because this is not about speed, it's about security. And one more important thing, this money should be easily accessible, not locked in complicated investments, not something that takes days to withdraw. Because in an emergency, you don't have time. You need quick access. Think of it like a fire extinguisher. You don't use it every day, but when there's fire, you don't want to go searching for it. You want it right there, ready. That's your emergency fund. And once you build it, something shifts inside you. You feel safer, stronger, more stable. Because now, life can surprise you, but it can't shake you completely. And that confidence you have, that quiet strength, that's what financial stability feels like. So don't ignore this milestone. Don't delay it, because this is not just money, this is peace of mind. And peace is priceless. Milestone 3. Debt-free. Debt is quiet. It doesn't shout. It doesn't create noise, but it's always there, in the background, every single day. You might not think about it all the time, but you feel it. That slight pressure,
that invisible weight sitting on your shoulders. Every month when your salary comes in, before you even enjoy it, a part of it is already gone. EMIs, credit card payments, loans, money you earned but don't really get to keep. And slowly, this becomes normal. You adjust. You tell yourself, this is just how life works. But deep down, you know something is off. Because no matter how much you earn, it never feels enough. There's always something pending, always something to pay. And that feeling, that constant obligation, it limits you. You can't take risks. You can't take breaks. You can't make bold decisions. Because in the back of your mind, there's always a voice saying, you have payments to make. Now, here's the truth. Not all debt is bad. Some debt can actually help you grow, like education that increases your earning potential, or a business investment that creates future income. But most of the time, the debt people carry is not that kind. It's lifestyle debt. Things bought for comfort, for status, for temporary happiness. Expensive gadgets, unplanned shopping, credit card spending that felt small in the moment but became heavy over time. And the problem with this kind of debt is it gives short-term pleasure but long-term pressure. That's why this milestone matters so much. Before 40, your goal should be simple. Not easy, but simple. Eliminate bad debt. Step by step. Piece by piece. It won't happen overnight, but every payment you make brings you closer to freedom. And one day, something incredible happens. You wake up. You check your finances. And for the first time, there is nothing due. No EMIs, no credit card balance, no pressure. Just your money. Yours to use. Yours to save. Yours to invest. That moment is powerful. Because it's not just about money, it's about control. You're no longer working to pay off the past. You're working to build your future. And that shift changes everything. You feel lighter. You think clearer. You move with confidence. Because now, your income is not tied down. It's free. And when your money's free, you become free. So if you're in debt right now, don't ignore it. Don't hide from it. Face it. Break it down. Start small. Pay off one thing at a time. Because every step forward reduces that invisible weight. And trust me, the day you become debt-free, you'll realize something. That peace you were looking for, it was waiting on the other side of that debt.
Milestone 4. Start investing. Saving money feels safe. You earn, you keep some aside, and you feel like you're doing the right thing. And yes, saving is important. But here's the truth. Saving alone is not enough. Because there's something happening quietly. Something most people don't notice. Inflation. Every year, the cost of living increases. Food becomes expensive. Rent increases. Daily expenses go up. And while all of this is happening, your money, just sitting in your account, slowly loses value. Not visibly, not instantly, but over time it becomes weaker. What $100 can buy today won't buy the same things 5 years from now. So if your money is not growing, you're actually moving backward. And that's where investing comes in. Investing is not about taking crazy risks. It's not about becoming rich overnight. It's about making your money grow with time, even when you're not actively working. Now here's where most people get stuck. They think, I need a lot of money to start investing, or I don't understand the market, or what if I lose everything? So they delay it, they wait, they overthink, and years pass by without ever starting. But the truth is, you don't need perfect knowledge. You don't need perfect timing. You just need to start. Small, simple, consistent. Because investing is not about one big decision. It's about many small decisions repeated over time. Maybe you invest $50 this month, maybe $100 next month. It doesn't feel like much, but over time, something powerful happens. Your money starts compounding, slowly at first, almost invisible, but then it starts building on itself. And years later, you look back and realize those small amounts became something big. That's the magic of consistency. Now think about this.
Two people. One starts investing early, even with small amounts. The other waits until they feel ready. Who wins? The one who started early. Always. Because time is the most powerful factor in investing. Not intelligence, not luck. Time. So this milestone is not about becoming an expert. It's about becoming a participant. You step into the game. You learn as you go. You stay patient. And most importantly, you stay consistent. Because wealth is not created in one moment. It's created in habits, monthly habits, quiet decisions, repeated over years. And one day, you'll see the difference between someone who only saved money and someone who invested it. So don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Start where you are, with what you have, because the earlier you start, the easier your future becomes. Milestone 5. Multiple income streams. For most people, life looks like this. One job, one salary, one source of income. Month starts, salary comes in. Month ends, salary goes out. And then the cycle repeats. Again and again and again. At first, it feels normal, stable, safe. But there's a hidden risk in this system, a big one. Because when you depend on only one source of income, you're standing on a single pillar. And if that pillar shakes, everything shakes. If the job is lost, income stops. If the business slows down, money stops. There's no backup, no second line of support. And that's risky, very risky. Now imagine a different situation. You still have your main income, but along with that, you have something extra. Maybe a small side hustle, maybe a skill that earns you part-time, maybe an investment that gives returns, maybe some online work. At first, it's small, almost insignificant, maybe $100 a month, maybe $200. Doesn't feel life-changing, but something shifts. Now, you're not fully dependent on one source. You have options, and options change everything. Because now, if one income slows down, you don't panic immediately. You adjust, you adapt, you survive. And over time, those small income streams can grow. That $200 can become $500. That $500 can become $1,000. Slowly, quietly, your income starts expanding. And one day, you realize something powerful. You're no longer limited by one paycheck. You've created your own system. Now here's the important part. This doesn't mean you need to do everything at once. You don't need 5 side hustles. You don't need to burn yourself out. Just start with one extra stream, something simple, something manageable. Maybe you use a skill you already have. Maybe you learn something new. Maybe you explore digital opportunities. The goal is not speed. The goal is diversification, because in today's world, relying on a single income is like walking on a tightrope. One mistake and you fall. But with multiple streams, you build a safety net. And not just safety, you build growth. Because each new income source adds to your total, adds to your confidence, adds to your freedom. And that's what this milestone is really about. Not just earning more money, but creating more stability, more control, more possibilities. So don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Start where you are, with what you have, because the earlier you start, the easier your future becomes. Milestone 6. Handle a $1,000 emergency. Let's make this real. No theory, no concepts. Just one simple situation. Imagine this. You wake up one morning, and suddenly, you need $1,000. Right now. Maybe your phone breaks. Maybe there's a medical expense. Maybe something urgent comes up in your family. It can be anything, but the amount is fixed. $1,000. Now, pause for a moment and ask yourself honestly, what happens next? Do you stay calm or do you panic? Do you open your account and handle it smoothly, or do you start thinking, where will I arrange this money from? Because this moment, this exact situation, is a real test of your financial stability. Not your income, not your status, your stability. Many people earn well, but still fail this test because their money is already tied up, spent, committed, unavailable. So when an emergency comes, they have only two options: borrow or use credit. And that's where stress begins. Because now you're not just dealing with a problem, you're also dealing with debt, interest, pressure, and that small emergency starts becoming a bigger burden. But now imagine a different response. Same situation, same $1,000 need, but this time you don't panic. You don't overthink. You simply handle it because you're prepared, because you have control, because you've built stability. That's the difference. And that's what this milestone represents. It's not about having huge wealth. It's about being ready, ready for life's small shocks. Because not every problem is massive, but even small problems can feel big if you're not prepared. This milestone is where anxiety starts reducing. You stop fearing small expenses. You stop stressing over sudden situations. You start feeling in control. And that confidence is powerful. Now, here's the key. This doesn't happen overnight. You build this slowly, through savings, through awareness, through better decisions. You create space in your finances, so when life throws something at you, you don't break. You adjust. You respond calmly. So if today a $1,000 expense feels stressful, don't feel bad. Just recognize it and start working towards changing it. Because once you cross this milestone, you'll notice something. Your fear around money starts disappearing, and in its place comes confidence. Quiet, but strong. And that's when you know you're moving in the right direction. Milestone 7. Not living paycheck to paycheck. This one hits close to home because a lot of people are stuck here, even if they don't admit it. From the outside, everything looks fine. You have a job, you earn money, your lifestyle looks okay. But inside, the reality is different. Every month, you're waiting for your salary. Not to grow, but just to survive. Your account slowly drops, day by day. And then finally, salary comes in. You feel relief for a moment. But within days, bills are paid, expenses are covered, money starts disappearing again. And before you know it, you're back to zero, waiting again. That cycle is exhausting, mentally, emotionally, financially. And the worst part, it feels normal. You tell yourself this is just how life works, but it's not. It's a trap, a silent one. Because even if your income increases, this pattern can continue. You earn more, you spend more. Lifestyle upgrades, better phone, better clothes, better outings. And slowly your expenses rise to match your income. So no matter how much you earn, you still feel stuck, still feel broke. That's the paycheck to paycheck cycle. And breaking it is one of the most important milestones before 40. Because once you break this cycle, everything changes. You're no longer dependent on your next salary. You're no longer stressed at the end of the month. You start having breathing space. And that space is powerful. It gives you time to think, time to plan, time to make better decisions. Now, here's the key. Breaking this cycle is not about earning more. It's about managing better, spending with awareness, saving with intention, creating a gap between what you earn and what you spend. Even a small gap matters, because that gap is where your freedom begins. At first, it feels difficult. You have to say no to some things. You have to be more conscious. But over time, it becomes natural. And one day, you realize something. You're not waiting for your salary anymore. Your money is lasting longer. Your stress is reducing. Your control is increasing. And that's when you know you've stepped out of the trap. So if you feel stuck in this cycle right now, don't ignore it. Don't normalize it. Recognize it. Because awareness is the first step to breaking it. And once you break it, you don't just improve your finances, you improve your entire life. Milestone 8. Money works for you. Up until now, your journey looked like this. You worked, you earned, you managed your money better. Step by step, you built stability. But now something changes. A shift. A powerful one. Because this is the stage where you stop asking, how can I earn more by working more? And you start asking, how can my money start working for me? Think about it. Most people spend their entire lives trading time for money. They work more hours to earn more income. They stay busy to stay financially stable. And if they stop working, income stops. That's the cycle. But here's the problem. Your time is limited. No matter how hard you work, you only have 24 hours in a day. So if your income depends only on your time, your growth has a limit. That's why this milestone is so powerful, because here you break that limit. You create systems where money comes in even when you're not actively working. Maybe it's investments that generate returns. Maybe it's assets that produce income. Maybe it's something you built once, but it keeps paying you again and again. At first, this feels slow, almost invisible. You might not see big results immediately. And that's where most people give up. They think it's not working. But what they don't realize is this process takes time because you're not just earning money anymore. You're building a system that works for you, quietly, in the background, day after day. And then something amazing happens. One day, you notice a small amount of money coming in without any extra effort. Maybe it's not much, but it's different because you didn't trade your time for it. And that feeling is powerful because now you've seen what's possible. Now you understand money doesn't always have to come from hard work. It can come from smart systems. And over time, those small amounts grow. They compound. They build on each other. And slowly, your dependency on active work starts reducing. You're no longer stuck in the cycle of work, earn, spend. Now there's a new flow. Earn, invest, grow, earn again. And this loop keeps getting stronger. That's when freedom starts becoming real, not theoretical, not a dream, real. Because now, even if you take a break, even if you slow down, money still flows in. And that changes how you live. You feel less pressure. You make better choices. You take smarter risks because you know you're not starting from zero. Your money is supporting you, working for you, growing for you. So don't rush this stage. Build it patiently. Because once your money starts working for you, you're no longer just earning a living. You're building a life. Milestone 9. Clear financial vision. At this point, you've built awareness, you've created stability, you've reduced stress, you've started growing your money. From the outside, it looks like you're doing everything right, but there's still one question left, a very important one. Where are you actually going? Because without direction, even progress can feel empty. You can earn more, save more, invest more, and still feel like something is missing. Why? Because you're moving, but you're not sure towards what. That's why this milestone matters. Clarity, a clear financial vision for your life. Not what others expect from you, not what social media shows you, but what you actually want. Take a moment and ask yourself honestly, what kind of life do I want? Do I want freedom of time? Do I want peace of mind? Do I want to support my family? Do I want to build something meaningful? Do I want to retire early? Or do I simply want a life without constant money stress? There's no right answer, only your answer. Because if you don't define it, someone else will. Society will. Trends will. People around you will. And you'll end up chasing goals that don't even belong to you. That's how people spend years running fast but feeling empty. This milestone is about stopping that. It's about choosing your direction, even if it's not perfect, even if it changes over time. Because clarity doesn't mean certainty, it means awareness. You know what matters to you, you know what doesn't. And that changes how you use your money. You stop wasting on things that don't align. You start investing in things that do. Your decisions become sharper. Your path becomes clearer. And slowly, your financial life starts matching your real life goals. That's when money stops being a burden and starts becoming a tool to build the life you actually want. Now, here's the truth. You don't need millions before 40. You don't need perfection. You don't need to win at money. But if you reach these milestones, you achieve something far more valuable: peace. The kind of peace where you're not constantly worried. Control. The ability to make choices without fear. Freedom. The space to live life on your own terms. Because real wealth is not about expensive cars. It's not about luxury brands. It's not about impressing people. Real wealth is simple. It's waking up without financial stress. It's knowing you have options. It's sleeping at night without worry. That's what truly matters. So don't rush. Don't compare. Don't chase shortcuts. Just focus on the next milestone. Start small. Stay consistent. Keep moving forward, because one day you'll pause, you'll look back, and you'll realize how far you've come. And in that moment, you won't feel confused anymore. You won't feel lost anymore. You'll feel something else: clarity, confidence, peace. And you'll say to yourself, I figured it out. Before 40, don't chase money. Build a life where money starts chasing you.